YouTube, what's good with y'all? It's your boy J-Bo, man. Had a long day, good day. I am tired, but I got this video for y'all. Y'all already know. CJ the Champ just dropped a video called Shredder, a generational hater. I thought I was gonna say curse, but he snuck hater in there. We finna see why. The final trial of Shredder said right here. So this is last video of doing Shredder. Then he on to just, doing his other videos, different stories, different anime characters, different concepts. Let's check it out though. Hit the like button, man. Hit that full screen. And it's gonna be funny too. He funny. He got the little funny effects in there. W editing. And let's do it.
Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
So ooh, is the Kendrick in there?
You think he would just ground her or spank her or something? No. He decided to hang her over a giant
I remember this.
of mutagen.
I remember this.
No, bro, I've seen enough. Congratulations, you 4 out of and you too, you deadbeat trifling ass son of a bitch. I finally found the worst dad in you.
Oh, this profanity is crazy, my boy. You good? Dang, can we slow down? Can we slow down? We want to get yellow mark, you feel me? Well, he probably ain't get yellow mark. I don't know. I don't want to get yellow mark though. We got bills, man. We got bills. You feel me? We got bills.
Oh, holy God. Oh, even Tiger Claw was like, man, digging your own kid is crazy, not gonna lie. Fine, she will be perfectly fine. Isn't that right, my precious honey bun?
Trial 3.
Alrighty,
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final trial of the Shredder. And the last challenger has approached to be judged for that superb round table status. And my God, it is time for one of the greatest haters of all time. And I mean this with no exaggeration. Top 5. Damn near GOAT status if it wasn't for this. It is none other than the 2012 Shredder. So, y'all already know how this goes down. The evidence is on deck and ready to be presented.
We going
so
this far
without
back.
further ado, it is time for the finale of the Shredder Trials. Exhibit A. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you Exhibit A, the genesis of hatred. Now, as we know with these trials, we have dealt with some crazy cases, from the mass murdering alien to the demon that rose from hell. But now we are finally dealing with the human. But that doesn't exempt him from doing some crazy ass shit. Because this Shredder is known for being the hating ass nigga.
I didn't even say that.
Now, to understand why this man is the way he is, it only feels right to start back all the way at the beginning. So many
40 years ago, let's go.
The Foot Clan got completely washed by the Hamato clan, and their leader, Oroku Kaiji, was killed. So the only person who was left alive was a baby whose name was none other than Oroku Saki. So the leader of the Hamato clan decided to adopt him and raised him with his other son, Hamato Yoshi, aka Master Splinter. So these boys grew up as the best of friends, brothers. They even served in the damn war together. Look at these boys posted up in Nam. I know nobody was f***ing with this squad. And these boys was tight, brothers for life, ride
and have it together no more. Look at Donji.
That completely destroyed their relationship. And it was none other than a female.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. These boys did not follow bro code. This bad shorty named Tang Shin came in their life. And these niggas was horny. They was fighting and competing for her ass every day. Shredder stayed talking shit saying, you think Tang Shin want your sorry ass? Nah, she need a real nigga like me. All this shit you be talking and you wouldn't even lay the pipe on the bitch. And over time, their relationship just got worse. So at first, Tang Shin dated Saki, but she broke up with that nigga and left him for Yoshi. So Yoshi got up in them cheeks and they ended up having a baby and got married. So Saki let jealousy get the best of him. He could not take this L. He hated this nigga Yoshi. Couldn't even stand being in the same room with the nigga. Every single chance they got, they started fighting each each other. Sparring sessions turned into full-blown scrap fest. Even their dad was fed up. He was like, the hell
Screaming
is
is
wrong with
crazy.
you niggas? All of this fighting over what? Coochie. But guess what? Their dad's lecture didn't even work. Because later that night, Shredder started dirty macking. He went up to Tang Shin and told her, Tang Shin, you looking beautiful as hell today. I know you with that bum-ass nigga Yoshi. But hear me out, baby. I want you back. And I don't want to be no side nigga. I want to be your main nigga. And Tang Shin is not innocent in this situation. She was entertaining this nigga over here smiling and shit. Like, bitch,
Cheater.
you're married. You have another man's kid in your hands right now.
That's
what are
tough.
you doing? And guess
We
what?
cooked, bro. We
Yoshi
cooked.
was
when
planning
it
the
started.
whole thing. And he
This is when Bob started, bro. We cooked. This is when it started.
just disgusted. So on one very fateful night, Saki figured out the truth about his entire backstory. How his adopted dad killed his actual dad and destroyed his whole clan. So he plotted to destroy the entire Hamato clan. So later that night, he approached Yoshi and Tang Shin. So he asked Tang Shin, he says, shit, I'll ask your fine ass one last time. Be with a real nigga. But Tang Shin told
Crash
him,
out.
no. Side nigga applications are closed. So these boys were about to fight to the death over some coochie. Absolutely ridiculous.
Never
So
that
they started
serious,
fighting
bro.
to the death and destroying the whole damn house.
Never
while
that
doing it.
serious,
And while
bro.
they was fighting, Yoshi started talking to him and saying, "You're doing all this bullshit for some ass, nigga. Quit your yapping. You know damn well that you can handle all that ass." So the fight started heating up. Literally, Saki hit a candle in the house.
This man said, you know, dang, boy, you can't handle all of that. That's
All
tough.
that ass. So the fight started heating up. Literally, Saki hit a candle and the house lit on fire. And the whole fight, Saki was just applying pressure while Yoshi was on the back foot. Look at this, bro tripped and just tried to repeatedly stab this man's guts out. He was not playing about murdering his brother. So while the fight continued, an absolute tragedy was about to happen. Saki ended up disarming Yoshi and was about to kill him. But Tang Shin comes in and tries to stop him, and she gets cut down by Saki, dying instantly. So Saki tried to run to her, but debris ended up falling on him and burning his face. He got turned into Darth Vader without the mask, and this was just awful. First of all, we got arson for burning down the house. You murdered the only girl that you love while trying to kill your brother, and they don't say this, but it's implied that their dad, Hamato Yuta, died in that house fire. So you also killed your adopted father. But if
Wow.
you didn't think this could get any more fucked up, oh boy, let me tell you. After he
Look at
leaves
Yoshi
the burning
Wing.
house, screaming in agony, he ends up finding their baby. And him thinking Yoshi is dead as well, he says, "If I can't have Tang Shin, then I'll take your daughter, nigga."
That's tough. That's a crash
So
out,
he
bro.
kidnaps his daughter and raises her as his own to be a foot assassin. And his daughter was none other than Karai. And he kept on telling her every day,
Makes
"You know the
sense.
man who ruined our family, daughter? It was that vile man Hamato Yoshi. He killed your mother."
Now you
This
lying?
nigga gaslights her every day that Splinter killed her mom. And he has trained her to hate him. And she be looking at this picture of her mama every day. And she be thinking, when I get my hands on that rat ass nigga, I'ma kill his ass. Not knowing that the man that actually killed your mother is your so-called father.
Exactly.
The Shredder Tribe.
That's great. I never knew that, bro. I swear I never knew that. That's actually wild. That's wild, bro.
Exhibit B. Y'all ready, ladies and gentlemen? I now present to you Exhibit B. Generational hatred. Yep,
2.0.
we haven't heard this term in a very long time. Not since that zesty ass hating ass. But it's only fair to bring it back with this Play-Doh-faced bastard right here.
Play-Doh.
So now we're fast forwarding to present day. So on the national news, they broadcasted a story that said there were ninjas in New York. And the police discovered a
Turtles.
ninja star that was from the Turtles, and it had the Hamato clan symbol on it. So guess who was conveniently watching that newscast that day across the world in Japan? Shredder. He saw this shit and immediately thought in his head, After 15 long years, Mr. Still Your Bitch finally decides to show his rat-ass face. Prepare my private jet. Roger, roger. So just off of a hunch that Splinter was alive, that nigga flew from Japan all the way to New York just to confirm his suspicion. So at first he sent Bradford and Zever to investigate, but they obviously failed. And I swear, bro, he was so pissed off at these niggas. He looked at them and said, how hard can it be to find a giant-ass rat in New York? And you come to me and tell me that you got your ass beat by nigga turtles. Fucking bootleg Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
I should have left your black ass in prison where I found you, boy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Sure,
now that is crazy.
Allegations anytime
that's
soon.
crazy.
So now it is time for us to observe the first confrontation.
That's crazy,
now,
bro.
out of all the shredders, this one is the smoke demon. He doesn't jump like Utrom, and he doesn't have bailout sorcery like Tengu. He's just gonna one-on-one dog walk your ass. So late one night, the turtles were celebrating their victory, thinking shit was sweet, until they heard this man yell in the distance. Nigga turtles! Where is that rat?
Holy Jesus.
And this fight was just pure brutality. These boys got dog walked. Raphael came in first to immediately get shut down and kicked into this big ass sign. Electrocuted his ass. And here come Donatello, sorry ass. Bro grabbed his staff, popped him in his eyes, then backhanded his ass. Told his ass, night, night, nigga. So then Michelangelo tried to chain him up, but he yanked the chain and pushed this man all the way off the roof. So then Leonardo came in, got thrown. Donatello tried to hit him, but his staff cracks in half. And he just looks at him like, you serious, my brother? So he throws them into each other, then he speed boxes them, diagnoses them with CTE. These boys were cooked. So then he grabs Leo, slams him on the wall, and told him, tell me what Splinter is and I promise I'll let you live long enough to watch him die. But right before he was about to kill bro, he got distracted by mutated Zever and mutated Bradford. And he looked back over and they was out of there. There was no time to dip. And I ain't about to waste time either. Time to put them charges on that ass. Child abuse times 4. Attempted murder
times 4.
Assault and battery times 4.
This is crazy, bro. Dang, this one actually good. I like this episode. All right, CJ, keep going crazy, my boy.
I forget animal abuse.
It's be lagging a little bit.
Assault and battery times 4. And let me not forget animal abuse times 4. Yep, Peter called and said we can't let that get away with that shit no more. And just off of that, that's 16 charges, nigga. And he beat their ass so bad, he pulled a slave. He started beating their ass in their dreams. That CTE hit them like a train. So Shredder's main goal was to kill Splinter because he wanted this nigga in the dirt because he stole his bitch. And he was going to do it by any means necessary. Take for example, he sent his so-called daughter to beat the shit out of April O'Neil in a dark alley. I mean, dog, she put her on a wall and put her in a whole wall combo. Bitch could not move. She did not know her friend that. Look at her walking, oh, help me, just to get grabbed and get that ass knocked out. Child endangerment, my God. I'm getting your ass with that. Sending your daughter to go beat the shit out of an innocent little girl just because she had connections to Splinter. Oh yeah, and then he kidnapped her just to lure Splinter out of hiding. So late one night, Splinter went to go save April just to see that it was a hologram. Because Shredder actually sold April O'Neil to the fucking crank. Lord.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Dog.
Guess what, Mom?
Sold a child to a war-hungry alien race just to lure Splinter out so he could get his get back. So then this man started laughing in the background like,
you know how long I've been waiting for this? I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
Well, then he came with the right hook of death out of nowhere. So 15 years later, these boys are about to have the run back. So these boys start scrapping, and Shredder hits him with the main electrical and God fist. But it got to the point in this fight where Splinter just asked him, nigga, what the f is wrong with you? You can't be this mad at me, your own brother, over a shorty. But this is when Shredder hit Splinter with the bombshell. He told him, you took the baddest bitch I ever knew from me. So I took the only thing you had left. Your daughter, nigga. This man Splinter was shook. He thought his daughter died in that house fire all those years ago. But as we know, she didn't. Shredder kidnapped her and raised her as his own daughter. So after Splinter heard this revelation, he couldn't do shit. The controller disconnected. Shredder just started whooping
got his head. Got his head. Of course he gonna get whooped.
But with an inch of health left,
That man vulnerable.
Splinter finally awoke that dog in him that would be in any man's heart if they ever fought another nigga that did some
He got a
shit
big
to him
old
like
boy
this.
chopping
He
their
started whooping
head.
that big metal ass. Big ass with that wing chop. Then kicked him across the room. So right when he was about to kill this man, Karai came in and stopped him. And it didn't take long. He looked at her once, and he just instantly knew that was his daughter. And he just could not fight anymore. Now here is where we just see the damage Shredder has caused with his manipulation over the years. He told Karai, "Do you see that man, daughter? That is Hamato Yoshi, the man who killed your mother."
Lying, bro. He just capping, bro.
Sick bastard.
Crazy,
That's all I
bro.
could say. So she started snapping at Splinter. She told him, "Daddy told me what you did to my mom, so I'm gonna kill your rat stinky ass."
That's crazy. He laughing. So
She
sick.
ran at him, and Splinter just left. He couldn't do this shit no more. And she was just yelling at him like, "Why won't you fight me, you fucking rat-ass coward piece of shit?" And it's just the look that he gives her, dog. Just the look of defeat. Your daughter has been manipulated all these years to hate you. I don't know about
She don't
y'all.
even know the
I'd be
half. She don't know the
sick
half of the true
of
story.
life in
That's tough.
stomach.
Kids are easy to manipulate. Never forget that.
Tries.
So of course she gonna believe that. What? Dang, Tom. Oh,
Exhibit C.
Exhibit C. Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit C, the worst father of all time. Yep. I have dedicated an entire exhibit to explain to you why this man is one of the shittiest dads I've ever seen. Now, is he worse than this nigga? Hell no. At least Shredder technically loved his kid. But the amount of abuse he makes his 15-year-old daughter go through will make you want to pick up the phone and call CPS in a heartbeat. So, example 1. Now, we already know that he trained his daughter to be an assassin and do dirty work for him. And we know very well that Shredder does not tolerate failure. So one day she came back from a mission, and she's just doing her regular routine, coming in and showing respect for her dad. "Daddy, I have completed the mission." But Shredder told her, "Right, I heard you had the chance to kill one of them nigga turtles, if I'm not mistaken." "Yeah." "So tell me, why the fuck their bodies are not in front of me right now?" They escaped. Duh. So they kept on arguing. And it got to a point where Karai decided to be a smartass. While he kept on yelling at her about how she let them escape, she yapped back at this nigga and told him, "They escaped from you, didn't they?" And this nigga snapped. He yelled at her like, "The fuck you say to me, you little shit?" So he came down and told her, "Next time you ever open your fat ass mouth like that again, I will close that shit permanently. You understand me, little girl?" "I understand, father." "Now fuck up my face and go kill them green niggas." "But dog, terrible." Now add all that on to example 2. His selfishness. This man don't give a fuck about nothing else than killing Splinter, even over his daughter's priorities. Swear to God, she came in one day and told him, "Dad, life is lifing right now, and I'm just not mentally here anymore." "Little girl, do you think I give a flying fuck about your mental right now? The only thing you need to be thinking mentally right now is how to kill that fat ass trifling rat. Now get the stepping and make daddy proud." "Yes, father." Again,
this wild.
Example 3, using his daughter as a test subject. So Shredder made a deal with the Crane to make him robotic foot soldiers. So guess who he decided to test them out on? Karai. He straight up had these niggas come in her room and jump her. And they did not hold back. They were programmed to kill her. So while she was fighting for her life, getting jumped by Terminators, one of them grabbed her and started crushing her wrist. And they was about to kill her. Until Shredder finally stopped them. So he walks in yapping like, "Looks like these robots are better deadlier than expected. So Karai was like, oh my god, I thought they were gonna kill me. But you wouldn't let them do that to me, right, Dad? And this nigga looked at her dead in the face and said, you should be lucky the skills that I taught you over the years bailed you out. If not for my skills, we'd be having a funeral for you tomorrow.
I would be scared, bro, to be around him.
The truth. So over time, Karai did some digging, and she ended up figuring out that Splinter was her actual dad. Because that photo that she always be looking at of her mom was ripped in half. And when she went to go see Splinter, he had the full photo of him and his wife.
That's crazy, bro.
So this basically explained that the only photo that this man Shredder gave her was a picture that he ripped in half.
Yes,
because
bro,
Splinter was in it.
Of course.
This is the pettiest nigga I have ever seen. Nigga said, oh yeah, I'll give you a picture of your mom, but first let me carefully cut this bitch ass nigga out of it.
Oh god, that's what you did.
Oh my god. So she goes back to Shredder, and she just straight up told him, you're not my dad. And he walked down.
I figured that's how. I figured.
Took you long enough. Tiger Claw, take her to the dungeon. So this man just locked her up in a cell. So then the next day, he came back and said, right, even though Splinter is your biological father, I am still your father at the end of the day. Because I simply couldn't let you be raised by that piece of shit rat.
Yes,
hopefully one day you come to realize I did this for your own safety. Like, bro, this man is really trying to justify kidnapping her when she was a baby. This man is so in the head, it's insane. So a bit of time passed, and she ended up escaping. And she decided, I'm gonna sneak this man. But Shredder was already 2 steps ahead of her. He had a whole decoy in his throne. Then he comes out the corner like, little girl, did you really think that you could sneak the nigga that taught you how to sneak niggas in the first place? But
you can't use his own moves against him. He taught you that for a reason.
Bomb and instantly dived in, but she was just hitting air the entire time. This nigga Shredder truly had ultra instinct. So then she tries to stab him, but he catches the sword. Then he tells
good
her,
example.
Child, I taught you everything I know, little nigga, so I know your every move. So then he's backhands her like my dad did when I said my first cuss word in front of him. Still to this day, I would never cuss about my parents. So then he pins her down, and it was over. All the lights turned on in the base, and he whooped her ass in front of the whole Foot Clan. So after beating her ass, he ends up doing one of the worst things any Shredder has ever done. And that leads us into example 5. He decided to hang her over a giant mutagen pit so he could use her as
big
bait
lesson
for Splinter and the Turtles. This was so absurd. Tiger Claw, his right-hand man, was like, my nigga, hanging your own kid is crazy, not gonna lie. Quiet, nigga. She will be perfectly fine. Isn't that right, my precious honey bun? So Splinter and the Turtles pull up, and Splinter and Shredder start having a child custody battle over Karai. This shit went from TMNT to an episode of Paternity Court.
No.
But while they was fighting, some foot bots ended up wrapping up Splinter and pinning him down. So while that was happening, Leonardo tried to jump up and save Karai. But this man Shredder jumped up to try to hit him, but he hits the chain, and Karai gets dropped in a pit of mutagen. So she ended up getting turned into a mindless serpent. And Shredder's just looking at her like, no!
Dang.
So guess what's the first thing this bastard does? He runs down to Splinter and immediately starts blaming him, yelling at him saying, Hamato Yoshi, you did this!
Come on, man.
Like,
Dirk.
oh my god. This motherfucker is allergic to taking accountability. If we look at the instant replay, we can clearly see your big, rollicking, muscular ass hit the chain and drop your daughter in that pit of shit. And we start blaming Splinter. Okay, nigga. So I guess we just gonna blame him for everything now. We gonna blame him for taking your bitch, killing your ex, then dropping your daughter in a deadly pit of mutagen. But it's all Splinter's fault, right? Unbelievable.
That's unbelievable, bro, right?
Think it could get worse than this. Let's go into our final example of Father of the Year. Example 6. Brainwashing your daughter. So when he got Karai back, after finding her in the streets being a wild serpent, he decided, my daughter's been a little disobedient lately. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna brainwash her so I can control her. So that's what he did. He started putting mind-controlled worms in her brain so he could control her every move and take away her free will. Lord have mercy. First ballot, Hall of Famer. In the Worst Dads Hall of Fame. The Shredder
bro. He wild, bro. He wildin', bro. So many countless challenges.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit D. Planetary devastation.
Ooh,
yeah,
Sasuke move? Okay.
We are now past the halfway point.
He gonna hit Sasuke stuff.
I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know this right now.
Alright.
Everything after this point is just completely outrageous, if you didn't already think so in the first place. Now, before we get to this man's planetary level feat, we have to go over some more horrific things this man has done.
Dang.
So, our first case in Exhibit D is his mutilation spree. Now, we already know he decided to turn his daughter into a flesh-eating snake hybrid, but Karai wasn't the only person he decided to
That could
mutate.
be cured, though,
Matter of
I think.
fact, there's 3 others. And our first victim is somebody we all know very well. Good old Baxter Stockman. Yeah, this nigga can't catch a break. It don't matter what iteration it is. Each variant of this motherfucker just gets violated. And this one is quite possibly his worst fate. So Stockman in this universe was captured by the Foot because he was trying to steal some of Shredder's goods. So Shredder decided to put his brain to use and basically make this man, well, quite literally, a slave. And if he's stuck, well, he can just ask what happened to his 2003 counterpart. So in obvious Baxter Stockman fashion, this man fails multiple times miserably. So Shredder had enough. He put a collar on him with mutagen vials attached to it. And if he pissed him off one more time, he would set it off. So one fateful
blow up
he walked
on
up
my
the bro and said, "You
And that might be a saw when he had a thing around his neck, fake blood came out.
What the fuck is this? Master Shredder, this is my duck human concept. It can swim, fly, it even knows taekwondo. Come on, Master, you gotta see the
Even
vision.
knows taekwondo is
What
crazy.
the bullshit, nigga? So he smashes all of his shit everywhere and tells him, "You have failed me for the last time." So he pulls out the trigger and is about to detonate it. So Stockman was begging for dear life, but Shredder didn't care. He clicked it. So the timer started going off, and this man started panicking, running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So the timer stops beating, and Shredder just walks away. And Stockman thinks he has been spared, but that was far from what was about to happen. The vials all over him.
Damn.
But yeah, mutagen was all over his body. And
Yeah, no diddy,
Stockman's fate, this man got turned into a fly.
So he became a fly.
Bro, what is this? Out of all the animals, a fly? Insane
Yeah,
work,
that's
bro.
mutilation
And
for
Shredder
real.
came down saying,
Mutilation.
"You now, you disgusting, nasty fuck. Now be a good little housefly, or I will swat your black ass and put your guts on display. Now take some chocolate, fuck nigga."
Bro, what?
Yes, Master Shredder. So after he made Stockman
Bro,
his
what?
first victim, he decided to mutate 2 more victims. And that was none other than
The words he uses is too
Rocksteady
crazy.
and Bebop. Now, he decided to
nigga.
mutate them because
crossed out.
A, they stole his helmet one day and tried to sell it on the black market, and B, they kidnapped her
Black
when she was a
market.
mindless
I
serpent
just
and
caught that.
used her as ransom. These boys were just asking for a death sentence. So when they finally captured them, this man Shredder came up and he could have just killed him right here. But instead, he decided to be merciful. He said, "You niggas are going to amuse me." Hold him in the pit. So first was Bebop, and in all honesty, he deserves it for rocking this whack-ass mohawk. Like, dog, what the hell is this? No fade or nothing, not even a hairline. So he gets thrown into the pit, and he starts tweaking out in there. Niggas started hitting the SIMP switch right there. They smacked Rocksteady's big ass in there. And Shredder's just watching this with joy in his face right now. Look at this sick individual just loving every
this is
second
wild,
of this
bro.
shit. So when they came out, Bebop got turned into a ugly-ass warthog, and Rocksteady a fat-ass rhino. So they tried to retaliate, because they was obviously mad as hell. So first up was Bebop. Nigga came in spinning on some Michael Jackson shit. Just for Shredder to speed blitz this man and break his ribs. Nigga on his knees looking like he just ate 3 a.m. Taco Bell. Then floodgates is about to open. So then Rocksteady charges at this man, but he blocks it, grabs him by the horn, sweeps him, then rolls this fat-ass rhino like a bowling ball. Nah, but this is actually insane. Y'all know how much rhinos weigh, right? Rocksteady is a white rhino. That motherfucker is at least 5,000 pounds. And he just casually rolled this nigga like a bowling ball.
That is
So yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie.
after he
That's
mutated them, he then beat them into submission. And now they had to work for him for the rest of their lives. And with that, we wrap up our little mutilation case. Now, case 2 of Exhibit D, the 1v8. Now, Shredder has had multiple
1v8
fights,
is insane.
and to be quite honest with you, the result of every fight is usually the same as always. Shredder beats the living dog crap out of them until they are on the brink of death and have to retreat. But
Same
this
thing,
one, however, though, was a little bit more nastier than usual. Because instead of just fighting 4 turtles, this man got jumped by a total of 8 mutants and lived to tell the tale. Now, this is actually insane. First off, the other 4 mutants that are with the turtles are the mute animals. These 4 consist of Slash, an oversized turtle that is built like Bowser, Leatherhead, a ginormous mutant gator straight out of Florida, a telekinetic monkey, and this pigeon nigga. I don't know what the fuck this is, to be honest with you. But them and the turtles have this man Shredder surrounded. So logically,
I always say that about Shredder, though. You guys got some weird teammates, bro.
Oh my god, it's over for Shredder. This man's about to get jumped. No. Quite the opposite, exactly. This man started laying hands on all 8 of these niggas. Did you just see what he just did to that fat ass gator? He picked up this 1,000-pound gator and just slammed him. This man is a Florida man. And just look at him. He hasn't even moved from the same spot.
Shredder got the hands.
He just grabbed that nigga pigeon out of the air mid-attack, chucked him across the room while still getting jumped and surviving psychic attacks. So he starts laying the feet and the hands on their ass. Replay again. Look at what he just did to Caesar. Nigga whipped his leg back, had this nigga in the spinal position, and his eyes are popping out of his sockets right now. Then throws this curious monkey along with Michelangelo and Donatello. So right after that, the heavyweights come up and try to sneak him, but try to hit these boys with the shing, shing, shing. Send these boys packing. But wait, make some room, because here comes Nigga Pigeon. I don't even know where bro came from. He just flew out of nowhere. So while Shredder continued to fight Leonardo and Raphael in the same spot, by the way, this man has not moved away from this circle once. He is knocking both of them out, and this man just won a 1v8 with relative ease. He didn't even break a sweat, and he didn't move from the circle once. Like, that is insane.
Bro, he got them hands, bro. Shredder different, bro. He always had hands.
This is because a statue fell on him. And you best believe they was out of there. It may have been a 1v8, but this was a losing battle. So when they finally got Shredder out of the rubble, this man just stood there for a second just to charge up his scream. And then he just landed on it. This man was pissed. The nigga turtles got bailed out once again.
Mustache.
Charge-wise, to sum it up, that's like 8 attempted murders, along with the child abuse and the animal abuse. Like, good God, bro. This man is having a
child abuse.
So, now we get to the point where this man put the entire planet at risk multiple times. And we started off with case 3, helping the Krang invade Earth. So Shredder had a mutual alliance with the Krang, and they had a very great business relationship. After taking one of them hostage, beating them to death, selling a literal child to them, and mutually hating the turtles, they had a very great working relationship. So one day, the Krang came to Shredder with a proposal. They proposed that you help us take over New York and the world, and in return, we will help you turn your daughter back from a mindless serpent into a human again. So Shredder decided to take the deal. Because A, this nigga does not give a about humanity. I mean, he literally could not care less. And B, they made him another offer that he couldn't refuse. They were gonna bring him Splinter. So when he heard this, he jumped out his seat with joy. He was like, oh yeah, go on ahead. Fuck up this whole damn planet. I don't give a fuck. Just bring me that ugly ass rock. So, exactly one day later, the Krang invade Earth. They are fucking up everything. It is literally doomsday out here. The Krang climbing out there, squirting on niggas' paws. And then look at his next part, bro.
Yeah, you had to
kid is trying to protect his little sister,
trying
to get to something. And he ends up running into Shredder just ore farming. That kid looked at him for 2 seconds and dipped out of there. Little nigga felt that aura and his fight or flight senses kicked in. So after this man put the whole city on fire and mean mugged this kid, he caught this man Leonardo lacking so hard. Leo was just out in the streets trying to help, and he ended up running into Shredder and his goons, ready to jump this nigga. So Shredder said, boys, cook that nigga. So they started jumping and stomping Leonardo out. So bro tried to fight back, and my god, he did his best. But Shredder just teleports right behind him. And Leonardo knew, you could see from his face, he's behind me, isn't he?
Heck! Oh god.
So after jumping Leonardo and sending him to the Shadow Room, he ends up encountering Splinter. So Splinter straight up told him, where is my son? And Shredder told him exactly.
Oh, I just took him. Just like your daughter.
And then this man just starts laughing. This is a sick dog. He will not stop until he takes everything from this man. So Shredder starts beating the life out of him. Throwing him into forklifts and multiple steel pipes just dropping on him. So Shredder walks up to Splinter, grabs him by the goatee. That is so disrespectful, bro. Grabbing another man by his beard is crazy. So he pulls out the blade and he's like,
this is for taking my bitch, you thieving conniving motherfucker.
But
you said it hard.
Out of nowhere, straight out of Orlando, and starts biting and chopping on this man, slamming him and shit. God,
he get his get back.
So you gotta think, no way anybody survives that. Bro literally got ants. Like he was feasting on him. But Leatherhead must have forgot from that last encounter they had that this man Shredder is a certified Floridian. He came over and started whooping this gator's ass. Then he just starts beating his sides in. That nigga Leatherhead started crying for help. It was just outrageous. Then he runs at this gator at full speed. Sending this 1,000-pound gator back to the sewers. Bro said you should have stayed your ass in Florida, nigga. So after that happened, Splinter ended up getting a rage boost, and he runs at Shredder and spears him. And they start falling down to the sewers. So when they fell in the sewers, the Turtles and everybody ended up seeing this, but they were blocked off, so they couldn't help at all. And Shredder was excited. He said,
yeah, watch closely, kids. Pay attention to how your daddy dies.
Shredder was enjoying every second beating this man in front of his kids. So then he threw some smoke in his face, and he jumps up and tries to kill him. But Splinter ends up using his ult, and he ends up getting a critical hit on this man. Sent this man packing into a wall. So Splinter thought it was over, and it was for him. Shredder smashed this man upside the head, knocking him on the ground, and started beating him to death. This was so brutal they didn't even show it. Then he picked up his body, walked over to the water, and threw his body in and flushed him down the toilet in front of his kids. And they couldn't do nothing about it.
He flushed down the toilet? No, that's wild.
You're next. And left. So the repercussions after this were wild. First, New York got completely taken over by aliens because of this man. Second, Leonardo became a vegetable after getting jumped. And last but not least, the Foot Clan ended up finding Splinter's body. And this man wasn't even the same. He was in a feral state. Shredder beat him so hard he broke his mind. So he decided, you know what? Instead of killing you, I'm gonna lock you up in a cage so I can watch you rot. And then I'm gonna restore your mind at the last minute before I kill you, so you can know that it was me. This man is a sick individual. This is
funny. CJ the Champ
I have to tip my hat to it.
Gotta give it to him, though.
Ridiculous. But that was only the first time this man put the planet at risk. Let's talk about the second time he did it. And the moment that made him a top 5 hater of all time. Case 4, destroying Earth. So some time passes after the Krang invasion, and the Triceraton race decides to come to Earth and plant a bomb that will activate a black hole and destroy the planet. So the Turtles and Splinter needed all the help that they could get, even if it meant teaming up with their arch nemesis, Shredder, because the planet is literally on the line right now. So Shredder and Splinter both swallow their pride and make a temporary alliance so they all don't die. So they go off to battle and beating the ever-living crap out of these Triceratons. Shredder was murdering these niggas, quite literally. So they all end up getting to Central Park, and there is a massive battle just going on right now. And they have to hurry because the bomb is about to go off. They got about a good minute left. So Splinter ends up taking off to try to defuse it, but Shredder looked over and saw the time.
He was like,
he's not gonna make it. So guess what Shredder does? He takes off right behind him, and when Splinter reaches for the bomb, he stabs this in the back, dooming the planet. Oh my God! So the bomb ends up going off, and Splinter dies.
Damn.
So Tiger Claw was like, nigga, what the fuck have you done? And all Shredder said was, Hamato Yoshi is dead. I could not give a fuck about this planet. All y'all niggas can die because I'm dying at peace. Elite hater. This man just destroyed the Earth, killing billions and sacrificing himself just so his op could die. And the Earth got sucked up in a black hole and went kaboom.
Went kaboom, huh?
Ah, man. How many people are in the world? This man just killed 8 billion bodies.
God dang. That's in 2023. It's a new year.
Round Table Black Air Force Hall of Famer.
That was 2 years ago, bro.
Luckily for these niggas, they got bailed out. Because good old Dr. Honeycutt came down and helped them reverse things. Even though that timeline and version of Earth is just straight up cooked. But in the reverse timeline, Splinter caught Shredder trying to sneak him. The bomb got defeated, and Shredder got his ass whooped. Splinter cooked this man out of rage, hitting all of his vital points, bringing him to his knees, then walked up to him and finished him off. Shredder was done. Splinter left this man on the brink of death and paralyzed, and it was a mercy that he didn't kill him after what he did. But unfortunately for Splinter, him sparing Shredder right here was the biggest mistake he could have ever made.
We back, YouTube. My battery, well, my camera died. Sorry about that. We back to it though. Let's get it.
The Shredder Trial.
Shredder Trials. We back, man. We back. So this is where we at.
Exhibit E.
We on Exhibit E now, bro.
We have reached the end, the final exhibit of the Shredder Trials. And there is no better way to end it than with the most unhinged, monstrous, mentally unstable version of this nigga. His final form. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Shredder. So after Shredder lost to Splinter, after destroying Earth and ruining a whole timeline, he was on the brink of death. Splinter beat his ass so bad he put that nigga on life support. And his mental state is the worst it's ever been. The nigga was already delusional, but now he's literally mentally ill. So he told Baxter Stockman, "Shoot me up with mutagen." So Stockman's ass was like, Mr. Shredder, buzz. I don't know about that one. Grabbed his throat and told him, "Do it or I'ma rip off your fucking head, nigga." Oh, yes, master. So Stockman shot this man up with all the mutagen they had, and he started transforming into a monster. Nigga grew Wolverine claws and had blades coming out his whole body.
Don't know about them zombies, man. Don't know about that.
Baxter Stockman for the fuck of it. And this man fully transformed into the Super Shredder. This was a living nightmare. This man was already strong as hell as a regular human. And you gave this nigga powers? Good God. Everybody was fucked. So Super Shredder's first order of business was to deal with his daughter because she took over the foot. When they pull up on the foot, you just hear this man Shredder walking. Boom, boom, boom. With them ugly ass, nasty ass, size 25 ass feet. Nigga had the whole room shook when he entered. And here comes this mentally ill nigga talking about, "My daughter, I did this for you. To kill that rat that killed your mother." But she was not having that. She said, "Ew, gross. Back the fuck away from me." So she sends a foot ninja at him, but they got washed, thrown around like rag dolls. So Karai and Shinigami try to attack this man. They get thrown across the room. And my God, what happened to old girl right here is a travesty. She tried to be saucy and shit, using these bats as camouflage and flipping and shit. So she kicks this man twice in the head.
I can't feel none of that.
Her knives and slices him through the heart. But then she realized, oh my God, I forgot to sharpen these bitches. Bitch. So after she took a hammer fist to the dome, he's about to step on Shorty with them long ass, unclipped ass toenails. But correct?
His toenails long.
On him with her snake form, but he gives her a right hook, chokes her, and slams her on the ground repeatedly till she was unconscious. And with that, y'all already know what we about to do. Hit that nigga with assault, child abuse, attempted murder, everything, nigga, fuck! You still consider her your daughter, and you just gonna beat her like that? God damn! You didn't have to pick her up and slam her on the ground 3 times, nigga! And then you gave her best friend the nastiest concussion I've ever seen. Shorty gonna have a case of CTE that's never been seen before. So after he beat the hell out of them and took Karai hostage, the Turtles pulled up in their raggedy-ass whip, and they saw Shredder, and they were shook. So they tried to ram bro, but Shredder picked up the car and threw that bitch across the block. Yep, hell nah, bro. Me personally, I'm skipping town. If I see a nigga that just picked up a 4,000-pound car that was speeding down the road at least 60 miles an hour and throw that bitch to the side, I'm out. No, bro, I value my life. So after this, Shredder decided to use Karai as bait again to get Splinter to come out of hiding. So later on, when they went after Shredder in the sewers, they ended up seeing some of the most disturbing things ever. Shredder had pictures laid out, and he just started talking in the background saying,
"Gaze upon these pictures, rot. Of all the things you've taken from me, you took my bitch, and then you stole my daughter."
Like this nigga was mentally disturbed. They got to the 2nd floor, and it got worse. More pictures.
I'm too tired for this, bro. I'm getting sleepy. He already got me. He got me up, bro. He funny as heck, though. I swear to God, bro.
So Splinter kept on running through this maze till he finally found Karai, as she was hanging from the fucking roof. So this Shredder just started walking down the tunnel, and Splinter was shook. He saw bro up close, and he was terrified, looking at him like, oh my God, he did all this just to kill me? So Splinter started swinging, but to no avail. This man didn't move an inch, and just off this interaction, you knew how this fight was gonna go. Shredder lectures this man into a wall, and while he's out of breath, he just stomps him. And you knew that shit was brutal because the screen cut to black. You only saw an impact frame, and it just got worse from here. Splinter tried to jump up, but got grabbed and threw this man like Hulk did to Loki, ragdolling him. Karai couldn't even look at this shit. This was a beating of the century. So Splinter started running for his life, going deeper and deeper into the sewers, while Shredder was just tracking them down. So when they got down to this one part,
chase them down like he the boogeyman. He is the boogeyman.
Splinter tried to come out and sneak him, but he got grabbed, slammed into a wall, then ate another right hook. And it gets even more brutal. Niggas started throwing him, bouncing him off of walls, then carrying him to slam him into another wall. And this fight was all but over. Shredder was about to kill Splinter, for he saw bro up close, and he was terrified, looking at him like, oh my God, he did all this just to kill me? So Splinter started swinging, but to no avail. This man didn't move an inch, and just off this interaction, you knew how this fight was gonna go. Shredder lectures this man into a wall, and while he's out of breath, he just stomps him. And you knew that shit was brutal because the screen cut to black. You always
screen go black,
and it just got worse from here. Splinter tried to jump up, but got grabbed and threw this man like Hulk did to Loki, ragdolling him. Karai couldn't even look at this shit. This was a beating of the century. So Splinter started running for his life, going deeper and deeper into the sewers, while Shredder was just tracking him down. So when they got down to this one part that looked like an arena out of a fighting game, Splinter tried to come out and sneak him, but he got grabbed, slammed into a wall, then ate another hook. And it gets even more brutal. Niggas started throwing him, bouncing him off of walls, then carrying him to slam him into another wall. And this fight was all but over. Shredder was about to kill Splinter for a 2nd time, but his arm started tweaking out because of the mutagen. But even though his arm was having a seizure, it didn't stop him. Man still threw him and shattered his ankle within size 25 So with all hope lost, Splinter decided to protect my family, I'm gonna have to sacrifice myself. So he throws a kunai at some conveniently placed bombs, and they both fall down into a seamlessly never-ending pit. So while they're free-falling, they're still throwing hands. Splinter's throwing rights while Shredder's dragging him down a pillar. They was going so crazy, Splinter Mike Tyson that nigga. His ass. Probably gave him rabies since he a rat. But Shredder is still beat, and Splinter keeps on falling, and he hits a steel beam on the back of his head. And then he hit another one, and then he hit another one. until it finally hit the ball. The fact that he survived this is insane.
Crazy.
But that man was walking no time soon. His leg was shattered, turned into a straight spaghetti noodle. And Shredder, yeah, he climbed out of the bed. Not surprising at all. But Shredder was not done beating on these niggas. Because later on the surface, you just see Leonardo go flying into a car while Shredder just walks.
Now you're Leonardo, bro.
So he grabs him and tries to squeeze the life out of him. But April and Karai come in and save this man, thinking that they could hold this man back. But they ended up realizing that this man Shredder don't give a damn if you man, woman, reptile, or rat. He's still gonna beat your ass regardless. So April threw a hot dog stand at this nigga with her force abilities, but this was just crazy. Bro turned and thunderclapped her. When dude mutated, he really took half of Hulk's moveset, because this is ridiculous. First the throw slam, and now the thunderclap. Oh my goodness. So they keep on fighting. Karai stabs him in the neck, but she ends up getting backhanded, and he kicks April and sends her rolling, but she uses the force again, pushes that man back. And lo and behold, guess who came to join the fight? So with the help of Truck Coon, they had to think this man was dead. It was a truck tanker, for Christ's sake. The nigga blew up the block. But soon they realized this was
look how much time he
no
got left. He ain't dead.
This man just made a full-powered attack from Truck Coon. Then he decided to pick it up and throw that hoe at him. Karai was lucky as hell April had this force shit, because her little ass would have been squashed. But you know who did get squashed? Leonardo. Bro ran at him at full speed trying to recover, jumps up, Superman punch, slams him on the ground, and is about to kill him. But here comes Karai trying to plead and get through to this man. And then here comes Shredder Ugly like,
Daughter, please, I didn't mean to hurt you. Please call me father.
But she looked at this man dead in the face and told him,
"You're not my dad!"
So Shredder was cooked. She punched this man in the heart, physically and mentally. So he had to retreat because he knew his emotions would get the best of him. And after that whole sequence, this man done caught I don't know how many cases of attempted murder and assault. This shit is not countable anymore, along with the child abuse and the animal abuse. Like, damn. So when Shredder got back to base, this man started fiending for more mutagen. He told Stockman,
"Hey, nigga, I need some more of that good shit."
Even Tiger Claw tried to stop him, but he punched him across the room and swung his hand and said,
"Shoot me up with that good shit."
"Oh, yes, master." So Shredder shot more mutagen into him, making this man a whole fucking addict. And with doing that, Shredder lost all emotional attachments. He did not care for Karai anymore. In all actuality, the nigga actually woke up from his delusional last dream. Nigga finally realized, damn, that ain't my daughter. That's my biggest ops daughter. So shit, I might as well just go kill the bitch. And that's what he decided to do. All his witnesses were gone. So later on, he finds Karai's hideout. That's got multiple mutants in there. And he busts down the door and just starts going off. Leatherhead tried to tackle him. He boots his big ass gear, slashes his cape to the side. Telekinetic monkey man comes in from the top rope, but gets him. Oh, shit! Then slashing Leatherhead, just start getting their ass beat. Nigga hit a whole combo on this fat ass gator, then threw him into a whole PC setup, and the whole thing just caught on fire. That's how you know that PC was a straight toaster. And after he set the place on fire, he straight up told Karai,
"I'm here to kill you, bitch."
And this man held nothing back at all. She was having to fight for her life. She even told them, yo, we're all gonna die in this fire if you don't stop. But this is when we knew this man had no more attachments. He told her,
"It is fitting that you die in a fire, just like your mother."
he didn't even care about Tang Shin no more. He straight
That's
up
wild.
acknowledges now,
That's
yo,
wild,
I killed that bitch, and I'm about to do the same to
He
you.
called your
So
mama.
with all her rage, she tried to
That's a
stab
reasonable
this
crash
man
out,
in the
bro.
heart, but the sword broke. And just by this face, she knew she was about to see her mama. Shredder, electric wind God fists her ass off of the second floor. And then she also had debris of the building landing on her. She was cooked, and Shredder looked at her lifeless body and walked away, leaving her to burn alive.
God,
That's arson,
dang.
attempted murder, assault, animal abuse, etc. He
Oh my
laid
God.
out every motherfucker in there, 1v5, and wiped the whole team. So after this, Karai had to go to the hospital. I'm surprised her ass ain't died. But I mean, shit, I guess it's kinda impressive. You survived a Shoryuken from a 500-pound nigga with pure muscle. Even though her neck broke as fuck, at least you get to live another day. But after this, Splinter said enough is enough. I'm killing this nigga tonight. So later that night on top of this skyscraper, Splinter and a team that consisted of Raphael, April, Slash, and Casey's sorry ass decided to confront Shredder. So they patiently waited on top of this building until he appeared. So the final showdown between Rat and Super Nigga began, and both these men knew tonight one of us is not leaving this rooftop alive. So they get to squabbling, and Shredder's already sitting the bro flying. And look at him, he's crawling for dear life, trying to not get squashed. He gets grabbed, flung in the air, then gets his spine shattered. So then here comes Slash, coming to get his ass whooped again, just to get twirled around, then throws this obese turtle into this sign. But really hit him with the Mario 64. So long, Bowser, ass throw. You know,
never knew Mario did that to Bowser.
Bro looks like Bowser's fat ass. So then here comes Raphael with a Kasamaki Senpuka. But this did nothing but just piss him off. He jumped on this man's back and started stabbing him, while Casey was hitting him with drive-bys. But he slams him off of him and pounds his face in. Niggas started beating this shit like y'all nasty niggas when y'all saw Sue Storm. So he boosts Raphael across the building. He ends up hitting Casey, and he started flying off the building. That man started falling 30 floors high. So then here come April, mad as shit. And wait a minute, stop. That hair, I've seen you somewhere before.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew he was gonna do that. I swear. The Incredibles. I knew it, bro.
So the reincarnation of Syndrome started throwing debris at him. But Syndrome in this universe was still sorry as hell. Bro got crushed in one hit. You should have listened to Mr. Incredible all those years when he told you, go home, kid. Because you still sorry as hell. So with everybody cooked, it was all up to Splinter. So Splinter entered a flow state and started cooking. He pushed Bro back and gave him this crazy mid-air 6-kick combo. Then ended up cutting off both of his claws in succession. And he actually brought Super Shredder to his knees. But sadly for Splinter, this was the beginning of the end. When he walked up to deliver the final blow, Shredder smacks this man upright, bounces him like a basketball, then he runs up to him and grabs his face and starts beating him, throwing him like a frisbee and shit. This was terrible. So while Splinter was just down and out, and Shredder started running towards him, he had one little trick left up his sleeve. He had a little rope in his sword that he used to trip Shredder up and make him glide and fall off the building. So Raphael and them was happy as shit to get up there. But dear God, the worst was yet to come.
He's not dead.
This nigga.
Bumper clap.
Shredder could finally say, for the second time and permanently,
Mortal Yoshi is dead.
Throws this man's corpse off the building, falling all the way from the top of that roof.
Dang. RP Splinter, man. Dang, bro.
So I guess second time's the charm, because Splinter was dead. No coming back to life this time. Shredder won. He completed his lifelong crusade.
Hey, he tried though. He tried. You know what I'm saying?
The man he hated the most, his own brother.
That's crazy, they brothers, bro.
Oh my God!
How you handle your own brother? How you want your own brother, girl? Like,
not once, but twice. This is a type of hatred I've never seen before. Oh, there's a disturbance in the force.
You can't compare this to Sasuke and Itachi. You can't compare this, bro.
I didn't even get to go to the funeral.
Crazy.
His ass was in a coma.
They beef is literally off a female, bro. It's crazy.
Over some damn.
That's wild, bro.
Lord have mercy, my brother.
Wife of Umar.
We must stay focused. So after this tragedy, the turtle said, nah, this nigga gotta die. We inherited
They get back.
So they dressed up in all black for this man's funeral, because they was about to slide on his ass. So later that day, they arrived to Shredder's
I never seen this, bro. I never seen this.
For these boys. This nigga was standing on top of the roof with a Molotov
waiting for them.
So he lit his $2.5 million mansion on fire just so they could all get on the roof. This man is sacrificing literally anything and everything to end their bloodline. First his body, and now his crib. Well, the final battle started, they was jumping Shredder in perfect sync. But even though they were masters of jump jitsu, it still didn't work. Shredder was still beating them like they stole something. This man kicked Michelangelo so hard, the nigga swung his body like 6 times. Then after this, he full sends him across the roof. So at this point, Shredder just started singling him out. First he goes after Donatello, screeching music his smart ass, and eliminates him from the battle. Then Next was Mikey, and you cannot tell me this man is not taking this seriously right now. This man is emoting, doing his little dancey dance. So he came down, but Shredder just dodged it, grabs his nunchuck, slams him on a vent, and punching him out the arena. Mikey got fucking clobbered. So Leonardo and Raphael were the last two standing, and this evisceration just didn't stop. Look at what he just did to Raphael. He just casually grabbed this man and flipped like an acrobat, then planted his face in the ground. This is just nasty work at this point.
Oh,
but
God.
Raphael is not about to go out like that, because out of all the turtles, this nigga is a fucking menace. He started whooping this nigga, slamming him through walls, then slammed his face on this pipe repeatedly until he broke this man's neck. And he just looking at his hunched over body like, yeah, nigga, fuck you talking about, cub? I spun my pops, fuck, nigga. But even though Raphael turned into the reincarnation of King Von for a second, that man still got up and said, get off my property. That man told Satan's greatest soldier, stay your ass.
Leonardo, it's up to you, bro.
So the last man standing was, of course, Leonardo. So
the
Shredder
best of them all.
continues his onslaught and proceeds to beat this man to death. That man Leonardo was fighting for any ounce of plot armor he could get, because his ass was about to see God. So he ends up breaking his arm, and Bull sends him about 20 yards. And this looks like the end for the Ninja Turtles. Shredder walked up to his body and said, this is the end, Ninja Turtles. But that last bit of plot armor kicked in for Leonardo. He ends up seeing Splinter's Force Ghost, and Splinter told him, my son, I swear to God, if you do not kill this nigga, I cannot rest in peace. Wake up, my son. Kill this hating ass nigga. So Leonardo tapped into the Avatar state, and he then officially inherited the
I saw Avatar state.
So he starts going crazy and puts Shredder in a whole blender. So then he picked back up his sword, and with all his rage and his hatred passed down from his daddy to him, he ended the cycle. Leonardo decapitated this man. And after he decapitated, bro, Leonardo walked back over to everybody with his head, displayed it, and drops this man's head on the ground.
Dang.
Finally putting it into the shredder.
Guys, get back! What?
Now hold on there. You thought this was over, didn't you? You thought we was gonna glaze the nigga in the trial and get ready for the next video. No, nigga, we're not done. There is something that this man did that cannot be ignored. And that is why we are having a special exhibit. Exhibit S, beating the Bat. So Shredder decided to expand his criminal empire. So the city he chose to expand his operations in is none other than like the most dangerous city of all time, Gotham. And I mean, why not? It's fucking open season over there. I mean, criminals break out of Arkham every day because the security's just
bang.
deadass. It happens every Saturday. These niggas gotta be blind or something. But even though this police force is hot garbage, if you are a criminal here, there is one man that you will fear, and that is none other than a rich man in a bat suit. So one fateful night, Batman was getting jumped by a bunch of foot ninja, but by nobody's surprise, these boys are light work for this man. Just another day in the office for Gotham's greatest detective.
Oh, for real?
After he finishes whooping every single one of their asses, he picks up this one foot ninja and starts interrogating him like, who the fuck are you? Why the fuck are you in my city? But right when the foot ninja started speaking, he catches a strike into the dome, and it was by none other than Shredder. This man was not playing around.
What, they met? Huh?
I mean, you
See, I never got
know
this
the nigga
far.
does not like rats. So why would you decide to be a rat? So Batman tried to get him down with his grappling gun, but Shredder just turned around and just cut that junk off. So he decides to drop down to the ground because he's already made his decision to run the hands. And he wanted this too. He said, I know who you are, Bat.
They finna fight?
What this would do for my legacy if
Whoa, hold on, we got a dog fight.
Versus you, one-on-one, no prep time, nigga. So Shredder threw a smoke bomb and the battle for the best hand throw on the planet began. So Shredder comes in swinging, but Batman activates that Ultra Instinct. But Shredder does a good flip move, knee to the torso, and he got that man Batman staggered. Then he grabs my coat and throws him across the room. And that man Batman was shook. He was like, holy shit, I ain't never fought no nigga like this. It's worse. This nigga ain't give me no fucking prep time. So Batman pops up and throws a bunch of batarangs at him. But this is when Shredder showed that he was on another level. Bro started punching through the batarang.
Oh, yes, he is metal.
He zoned this man out.
Nigga, what the fuck is this bullshit?
So Shredder gets back in range and starts pressuring him again. But Shredder whips a roundhouse, gets the other one blocked with his leg taken out. Then Batman grabs his head and slams it on the rail. So then this man Shredder was shook. He was thinking, God damn, this motherfucker just must give me at least stage 2 CTE. But Batman was not done with the counter game. Shredder gets up and gets countered again and slammed on the ground. Then he gets up again, starts trying to run his offense, but he gets countered again.
God dang. Yeah, Batman got them hands, I'm telling you. Batman really likes that.
Flying in with a roundhouse, but Shredder blocks his strikes, slams his head on the control panel, but then he went in for the killing blow and missed. But then here go Batman's super strong ass. Nigga shatters his claws with his bare hands, then he booted him off of him, then he blocks his next strike and shatters
And cut
his
those
other claw.
two.
So then he judo throws
God
him,
dang.
then knees this man's head into a control panel. Hit him so hard
I never
he
knew Batman and
indented
Shredder
his
fought.
head
What
into
the
it. But Shredder was not about to get
What was
like
this?
He gets up and lands a nice ass combo, then he shatters this man's throat. Jesus. It's no wonder Batman be talking like this half the damn time. Cause this man just deleted his trachea. So Batman kicks him off of him. And both these boys was cooked. It was putting it all on the line for their legacy. This was that once in a lifetime John Cena versus The Rock match. Ron versus Steph, Christmas Day. These niggas was leaving it all on the court. So Batman jumps down. And right when he jumped, this fight was over. Shredder started charging up the Sato Oshi strike, a legendary Foot Clan technique that will kill you on impact, and it is also deadly to the person that uses it. That's how you know this man Shredder was putting it all on the line. So he hits this man Batman dead in the chest, and it was over. This man's soul.
Batman lost to
his body,
Shredder?
and he got flung into some steel pipes. And Batman, my goat, was cooked. Internal bleeding like crazy and knocked the f out. Even Shredder was struggling to get up after using that attack. Now,
Hey,
obviously,
Batman ain't weak, you know what I'm
survived this attack. Because, I mean, let's be for real, this is the same nigga that dodged a King Omega Beam, but it was all worth it to him. Because Shredder could say officially for his legacy, he beat Batman one-on-one with straight hands. The Shredder Trials. Conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final spreadsheet of the 2012 Shredder. And all I gotta say is, damn. Just damn. Now, since this is the end of the Shredder Trials, if I had to rank the 3 Shredders that we did, I would rank them as follows. Bronze medal, Tengu. Silver medal, Ultron. And first place goes to none other than the 2012 Shredder. And there is a reason why. With Ultron, I would say he is the purest of evil out of all of them. But the reason that I put the 2012 version over this man is because he's also pure evil, but the lengths of hatred he went to are insane. Trying to kill a man over a bitch, taking his daughter,
Facts.
killing your ex,
His own brother,
killing
though,
your
his own
dad,
brother.
annihilating
Crazy.
your clan, raising and gaslighting the daughter to hate her
His niece,
actual
basically his
father,
niece.
then being one of the worst dads to ever grace the planet, and speaking of the planet, sacrificing it and yourself to kill the man you hated the most, then
Your own
sacrificing your humanity
Crazy.
to kill him again. That is why I have put this man at the #1 spot. So congratulations to 2012 and Ultron, you have made the round table. Sorry, Tengu, but you didn't make the cut, nigga. Oh, so sad. Anyways, man, that concludes the Shredder Trials. Now, I know this video was long as shit. So, if you made it
I'm
this
glad I had
far,
storage to record this,
drop a
bro.
like.
This is
So I can
crazy.
see if people
I don't only
actually
do hour
listen.
videos, you know? I had to for this one, though.
And yes, the elephant in the room, I know I was gone for like 3 months, my nigga. I'm sorry. So, to make up for that, 2 videos a month till the summer. I'm not saying a whole year yet, because I gotta see if I can do this shit first. But I gotta believe in myself. Dear God, help me.
Hey, man, y'all already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, and we out. This video already long.